General Treatment Products video training series. What we're going to do is configure this controller for a pH sensor. We've added the pH sensor and we've wired it in our previous video, but now you can see that it's still looking at the connectivity, or CCON. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch this over to a pH just so we can do the pH version. We're going to show you how to configure that on the inputs. So inputs, right now it's on the CCON, but we know we've added the pH, so we're going to hit that. Maintenance, and go to the bottom. So you wanted to go first and change the type so that we're already looking at the thing. Pan down to where it says pH, click check. Everything's going to change a little bit. And we should get a value because we've wired it. We've done everything that we needed to here. There, 8.12. So now let's go through the configuration. Maintenance. Low alarm, low alarm. Just like connectivity, this alarm feature is just based on the pH value only. It's only going to do an alarm based on if the pH drops too low, or here, high, if it goes too high. These are nice to set. I recommend setting the low alarm and the high alarm. That way you do get an alarm when the customers walk by, whatever. They get a little feeling to, hey, maybe that shouldn't be there. So normally it's pH to 7 is about your neutral. In here we're going to go to low alarm. We're going to set the low alarm at 5. Let's make it 6. And we're going to go ahead and set the high alarm to, and we want to go to 0. And we're going to set it to 8. Okay, and that's just to give us an alarm at the top. Matter of fact, we're going to set a little bit higher than 8 because it thinks this thing is 8.14. Remember what we saw that on the first thing. So we're going to change that to maybe 8.5. See how it went back around? Okay, and I do recommend setting those things. More information you give your client before they come walking up that it's in alarm, or they walk by and maybe that's just their checkoff. The guy says, and he does see alarm at the top. At least maybe they'll stop. You know, at least the machine's trying to tell them something. High alarm, low alarm. I wouldn't necessarily set up, but you can if you want. Deadband, this is based on just the alarm settings. That if it's 8, it'll go down to 7.8 before it actually shuts off, or it shuts off. Alarm suppression, you can suppress it, but I wouldn't. Again, it's a nice thing to have. Smoothing factor keeps it from jumping around. Reset calibration values, just like in the connectivity version of it. You do want to reset the calibration values when you're switching out sensors, when you switch out the electrode at the bottom, and it just does start fresh again. Cal required, it'll remind you. Buffers, you can manually enter the buffers, or you could have it NIST standards. Traceables, you could do all those things. I leave it on manual just because we don't really do those things, but your customer may need them. Default temperature, 77 degrees or room temperature. Cable length, this here is a 20-foot cable. Normally you'd have a 3, but we're going to change it just so we have a little bit more clarity when we do our calibrations, which is going to be in the next one. That's a 22 gauge, electrode is glass. The name is pH, you can change it. Maybe this is tower pH or something like that. And then the pipe is pH. pH is configured. Now you can see that it automatically changed it because the display setting was S1. Whether it's connectivity or P or whatever, it's still S1. It will show up there on the home screen.